completely different story. But I'm just expecting a playoff spot from them, and that's pretty much it. In terms of like the fit, though, I think that is a pretty good fit. I think he's much better than Kyrie Irving in terms of that team. Kyrie Irving is more ball dominant and more of an ISO scorer. Kemba Walker is more about the team, and he plays the point better than Kyrie, in my opinion. Um, yeah, we'll see. It's yeah,
Yeah, because he was gonna start with Charlotte, but then you know how like MJ is like one of the best all time greats in NBA history. But we all know like when it comes to management, like owner, he's not really that good at all. And he was telling Kemba Walker that we'll give you a small contract pay cut. And then Kemba Walker didn't like it until then when Boston like out of nowhere, they told Kemba Walker like, hey, since we lost Kyrie, we need a point guard. We'll offer you a 140 max contract. Then that's when Kemba started like think about hey let me.
yeah, but they could, but any team can offer him that price, man. So like, I don't know why he would choose Boston though. Like,
But is it worth it though? Like
I know,
you really think he's worth
but
141 max contract? Like he's just a point guard, 6 foot point guard that's like Kyrie but much smaller though. Like
yeah, but he's still a pretty talented man, and I know a bunch of teams that you know that are like kind of the small markets, or even like someone that's slightly big like Boston, that are just not going to get any free agents. So like those guys are going to go hard, after those people. Like they'll offer them the max.
because
Now, I mean,
we're talking about Kemba right now. Like he's averaging 25, 26 points, 5.9 assists, 4 rebounds, and 1 to steal. Like that reminds me like IT used to do that, but this is like a bigger version of Isaiah Thomas.
I think Kemba Walker is a much better player than IT, in my opinion. And I think he's younger too, and he's more healthier.
I do kind of agree because I think IT like he's more rely on scoring, but defensive wise, like he has his teammates do the work for him. But when you look at Kemba, dude, Kemba's only like what 6'1", 6'2". Like he can play D a little, but like when you put Kemba as a point guard, dude, like this guy like he wants to win. Like he's been battling for years and years trying to take his teams to the playoffs, but unfortunately every year like his supporting cast is like LeBron supporting cast, dude. Like they always bail him all the time.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. You have to understand, dude. Like in the last 5 years, Kemba Walker only missed like 7 or 10 games, like 7 to 10 games in the last 5 years. That's a pretty good average. Like that tells me like that dude does not get injured as much. So that's good for Boston, but like I'm still surprised he would go there. Like that tells me like something's going on in those New York markets because he's from that New York area, dude. Like I would have thought he would have went to like either Brooklyn or the Knicks. So that tells me that Brooklyn is going to pretty much sign Kyrie. So that's why Kemba does not want to go there because Kemba does not want to play with Kyrie. Has nothing to do with like beef or anything. Like they're just like they both pretty much have the same playing style, so they don't want to be on the same team. But my question is, why would he not go to the Knicks then? Because Kevin Durant's most likely headed to the Knicks, unless he's sort
Actually,
of
hold up.
debating
So
about it.
yeah, so so like if Kemba Walker say he wants to win though, right? Because now these days, I mean, All Stars like they're gonna stay like at least 3 or 4 years to stay loyal. But if they realize that their time's coming up and if they keep on losing every round, of course they're gonna change their mind by saying like, hey, I want to go to a different team. Just like for example, Lillard. I know Lillard, he's loyal, but one day he's gonna realize that when his prime days are over, he wants to win a chip at least like 1 or 2. So Kemba Walker, like I think the reason why he didn't choose the Knicks because if they were to get Kevin Durant, then what's the point of signing Kevin Durant when he's gonna be out for next year? So there's no point of Kemba going there unless like they get a free agent like Jimmy going over there, Kawhi.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with that. I think like whoever joins Kevin Durant is going to join him knowing that hey, this dude is not going to play for at least a year. So that's pretty obvious, but still, like this is his opportunity. I mean, why Boston? I'm just a little confused. Hey, hang on 1 second.
All right, see, so we're comparing Kyrie stats and Kemba Walker stats. So they both play a little bit similar, like Defense almost the same. Well, I'll give Kemba the edge of that. And you're both fun to watch. Like we call Kyrie like more like saucy and fancy, and Kemba's more shiftiness. So here's the stats right here: 25.6 points. He actually averaged more points than Kyrie, and he had more. Actually, no, that's kind of shocking right there. Kyrie averaged more assists than Kemba, but we all know Kyrie like he's not really a passer or sister. Rebounding, well, Kyrie's got a little bit 2 inches, so he got rebounding over Kemba.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, so as I was
yeah,
saying, yeah, so as I was saying, so about Kemba and Kyrie, do you still think Boston like they'll be a big threat in the East because they still got Gordon Hayward, they still got Jason Tatum Brown, and they still got Terry Rozier. Now they got Rozier.
I don't know, man. Gordon Hayward is like the biggest question mark for me because I'm just not sure like where he is like health wise. Like I know it's going to be like year 3 now, right? Like since his injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he should be getting better now, like in terms of his health. But I don't know, man. Even like, let's say he comes back, 75% healthy. Him plus Kemba Walker plus
Hey, don't forget
plus
Celtics. Hey, don't forget Celtics. They drafted Taco Bell, a 7'6" guy. Don't forget about him.
I don't know, but their bench is a little bit kind of depleted though, man. Like they don't even have Marquise Morris anymore. Terry Rozier's not there anymore. They lost Al Horford. They lost, Kyrie Irving. Like that's not the same team. I mean, I'm sure Brad Stevens is still gonna get the best out of those guys, but I'm not expecting much from that team next season. Like, call me crazy, but I take the Indiana Pacers over that Celtics team right now. I think Celtics will probably land like maybe they're definitely going to make the playoffs because it's the East.
No
But I'm
doubt.
thinking like maybe like the 5th seed or something, like 5th or 6th. Like I don't see them, really competing as much. What do you
So
think?
honestly, like I think Boston, like we talked about Kemba, like well, Kyrie has a little bit better stats than Kemba, except Kemba averages more. But to me, I think this might be like the same situation, just like how when Kyrie went to Celtics, people used to say like Celtics are a threat because they got Kyrie, but now they got Kemba, but who's like a little bit shorter, and a little bit like a liability defense on over Kyrie. So I don't know. Like to me, I think it's the same situation. I think Celtics like they're still gonna be the same unless like they get one more All Star. But like I said, I don't think no one doesn't want to play with Boston. Because Boston like they have a history like betraying their own players, like giving away Paul Pierce, Garnett. They did dirty to Isaiah Thomas when he played so well ever since his sister passed away.
That's why I'm really surprised Kemba chose Boston. Like I'm really surprised about that.
I mean that's because Kemba Walker like he wants to win a little bit. He just wants the big money. That's why he went to Boston. Like.
I don't know, man.
Hey, but like you think Lakers should have signed Kemba Walker or no, not really. What's your opinion though, like? Because they had an opportunity to sign Kemba, but
Who, the Lakers?
yeah, because they were looking for a point guard a while ago, like for example D'Angelo Russell or Kyrie or Kemba Walker, but then like they kept on switching on. Like, what if the Lakers did sign Kemba Walker? You think that would be a good move, or you're really happy that they didn't sign Kemba Walker at all?
Well, man, if we did sign him, he'd be like one of our last choices. I told you, like we're going for Kawhi. Like we're going all in on Kawhi. If that doesn't work, we're gonna try and go for Kyrie. If Kyrie doesn't work, we'll probably maybe Jimmy Butler. If Jimmy Butler doesn't work, then yeah, maybe like Kemba Walker would have been our 4th or 5th choice. But now it's just like one less guy on the market if he's really going to the Celtics.
Honestly,
So like
honestly, I think the reason why they went after Kemba Walker because I don't think the Celtics like they don't want to become like the team that's out of the playoffs. I think they're trying to like get one more All Star, but I still don't believe the Celtics like they're not gonna go any further than maybe the first round. That's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they're all young. It takes like a while for them to get their game, and while your backup point guard Terry Rozier is out, Al Horford, former All Star, is not here anymore. Marcus Morris, like one of your best, big perimeter players off the bench. and you also only have Marcus Smart, but like I think Marcus Smart to me like he's like one of those JR guys like really streaky, takes a lot of bad shot selection. So right now, the Celtics like they lost a lot of good key players and their bench is kind of questionable, you know.
Yeah. Um, I think Celtics did that because they just want someone in free agency. They want to stay relevant because they were literally about to be empty-handed after losing Kyrie and Al Horford and Marquise Morris. Like they were going to be empty-handed, and I think they wanted to, do something to not, walk away empty-handed. So, they went after Kemba Walker.
I mean, I don't understand
I'm
like
not
what
saying
I don't understand like why Kemba Walker like they have automatic contracts such as Jimmy or you
well, he's
know.
a point guard. He's a point guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they need a point guard. They were going to lose Kyrie Irving, and they were going to lose Terry Rozier. So they have no point guard. If they needed a point
Okay,
guard,
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean,
you know. But at the same time, man, like I'm really shocked he would not choose the Knicks. I mean, even if Kevin Durant goes there and he's out for 1 year, he ain't gonna win shit with the Celtics. He ain't gonna compete in the finals. At least you take 1 year off in New York, and for him, he could put on a show for that New York City crowd. Like, he can build some chemistry with that team. And, when Kevin Durant's healthy, if he chooses to go there, like they can be like a pretty decent team. I mean, they'd be much better than the Celtics, if Kevin Durant comes back, like even slightly healthy.
or it's like,
He's from that New York area, dude. It just doesn't make any sense.
but what's funny about Kemba Walker is that if people are saying that Kemba Walker is gonna help the Celtics go further, what's funny about Kemba Walker is that he's the only All-Star NBA that hasn't beat LeBron, and he is 0-29 against LeBron career-wise. Like, you didn't know that, right? He hasn't won one game against LeBron, and people are saying that, Kemba will be a big difference for Kyrie, even though Kemba's not really that great of all at D, but he's only like 6 foot, and didn't you not know about that? Like, he's 0-29 against LeBron?
Yeah,
Like,
and now it's gonna be even further than that because he ain't gonna win in Boston.
see, that's the point, because if Kyrie did beat LeBron a couple times in Boston, how come Kemba could never beat LeBron one time in his career? Like, that's just showing me, maybe Kemba Walker is probably a little bit different, or maybe, I don't know, but, like, that's a sign right there. Like, what do you think, like, Kemba Walker's the only All-Star that hasn't beat LeBron, not even once in his career, not even once in postseason or playoffs? Like, what's your reaction? But Kyrie did beat LeBron a couple of times, though.
What reaction, man? He was playing for Charlotte. Charlotte had a horrible team. It has nothing to do with Kemba not beating LeBron. It's look at the team that Kemba was on.
I know, true, but, like, the point is, like, there's other like bad teams worse than Charlotte, such as Phoenix. Like Devin Booker beat LeBron total 3 or 4 times. New York Knicks.
I know. I know you can make that argument. Like it's the NBA. Like, come on. Like even the worst teams can win. That's true. I don't know. Maybe it's sort of a psychological thing then at that point. But Charlotte, Charlotte never really had a good team, man. I mean, like they gave Nicholas Batum that stupid contract, and they literally could not get out of it, and they couldn't do anything with that team. So it's like, I don't know.
So what's your alright? So your prediction is that you think the Celtics don't make the playoffs, but you don't really think they're gonna go any further than the first round, though, right?
No, they'll get beat in the first round.
Because if they're going up against either Toronto or Philadelphia, Milwaukee Bucks, or Indiana Pacers, or those teams, you don't really think they stand a chance. Like not even the Pacers, right? You said that, right?
No, I would pick the Pacers over the Celtics.
Is it because of Oladipo, or is it because the Pacers got big and they got deep bench, or what's your reason? What's your valuable why the Pacers have the edge over the Boston? Because I do agree, the Pacers like they got size.
They have Victor Oladipo, man. They have Victor Oladipo, and they have chemistry, and like those guys play for one another. Like they believe in each other. Like that Celtics locker room is, hey, they weren't even getting along with each other last season, and then after that, this season they're gonna like pretty much get rid of a bunch of their players. So
I agree.
It's gonna be kind of like a new locker room. So I'm gonna pick with a team that's like has been together, that's more willing to fight with one another. And who's better than Victor Oladipo that's going to be on the Celtics? Like, would you rather have Victor Oladipo or Kemba Walker? Victor Oladipo or Gordon Hayward?
I'll be.
It's a pretty clear-cut answer.
Well, we're talking about Victor Oladipo, the guy that used to play Orlando Magic and he was still developing. When he got traded to OKC, people used to sleep on that guy because he was under Russell Westbrook's system. Now when he got traded to Indiana, he became a superstar right away. Like, we're talking about this guy, he almost beat LeBron in the first round, averaging nearly 25, 24. That guy, like, he's got a bright future, just look at his game comparing against Kemba. Because Kemba Walker, like, now that he has Jason Tatum, he has not Terry Rozier, Jalen Brown, and Gordon Hayward, like, I still don't believe that Celtics team's going any further. But when you look at Oladipo, oh shit, he hung up on me again. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Kemba. I am a little bit because of his game, but I'm not really sure how the chemistry would work. We're talking about now another Kyrie Irving, but he's much smaller though.
I'm not here right now.
Yeah, it's all thinking about Kemba. He's another version of Kyrie, but much smaller. Like, I still don't believe that Kemba is a better player than Kyrie, but I still believe that he will fit better and he's a better team player and a better point guard than Kyrie though. Like, but him and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like, that would be a pretty interesting trial to watch because we all know Jason Tatum, like, he's got so much game potential, and Jaylen Brown, like, I can see him becoming like a Jimmy Butler type. Depends on how well they develop him, but still, like, they don't have Al Horford, they don't have Morris, they don't have Rozier. Kyrie's gone, so I really don't know how the Celtics team, like, they're gonna get better at one point though. But I do admit though, like, Kemba Walker would be a good leader, but I still don't believe the Celtics are not gonna be a big threat. Like my buddy just said, he still believes the Pacers are better. Like, I still kind of agree with him because when you look at Oladipo, I think Oladipo is the same size. I think he can play point or shooting guard like Kemba, but Oladipo, he even led the Pacers team to almost beat LeBron's team in the first round. But when you look at Kemba, like, Kemba hasn't beat LeBron not even once, and if you're telling me that you're a game changer for the Celtics team and you can't beat LeBron yet, not even once though, while Oladipo, like, he gave LeBron some hard time in the first round, even though the Pacers, like, they're below on the Celtics that time, and Oladipo almost gave him, like, the upset. Yeah, Far?
I'm bad, dude. I went through a tunnel.
It's all good. So, as I was talking about Oladipo, I do kind of agree with you. I would take Oladipo all day over Kemba, because when you look at common sense, like, Kemba, like I told you, I know it's not Kemba's fault that he's on 29, but when you look at Victor Oladipo, like, like, he almost gave LeBron, his first L in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about Oladipo, like, he's like the same height like Kemba Walker, but when you look at Oladipo, like, that guy, like, he just has an all-around good game.
He can defend.
I know he's a really good defender for a small guard, like small shooting guard, but he can shoot, he can carry. He's a really good leader, like that guy, like, he's got heart.
He's pretty much a Westbrook, but with a better basketball IQ and better shooting, in my opinion.
I do kind of agree, yeah.
Yeah, what's crazy, like, this is kind of random, but I'll bring it up just real quickly. What's crazy about Westbrook is people make fun of his shooting and his, like, like, low basketball IQ, and those are valid reasons. But the thing is that people don't understand is that if you made Westbrook just like a pretty much just a catch and shoot type of player, dude, that guy can shoot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, this is what Westbrook said. Westbrook said that, next year I'm going to focus to become a better shooter, because Westbrook realized, he can't just rely on his driving.
He says that every year.
That's true, but, like, Westbrook said this time, like, he's really focusing on working his jump shot, because he said, like, he kind of realized that most of the time when he gets the ball, he's getting too predictable. Like, he drives, he penetrates, now he's realizing, people are, like, disrespecting him like he's Lonzo, like, like, they're, like, leaving him wide open for a shot, a three, and I think Westbrook could be a good shooter, but, like, the thing about Westbrook is that, he just cares about, his stats so much that he wants to be on top of the point guard list, but if only, like, he knew how to win, then he would have been up there, with Curry or the prime roles, but like that's just Westbrook. Like he cares about triple doubles more than anyone else.
Yeah. No, seriously though, dude, like, just watch some, like, highlights. Westbrook, I swear, that guy is actually a really good shooter when he's just a catch-and-shoot type of guy. Like, when someone passes him the ball and he shoots the ball right away, like, those shots are going to go in. But it's only when he's, like, dribbling the ball and then he pulls up for a shot or he pump fakes and then he tries to shoot, that's when it just doesn't work. But, like, take Klay Thompson off the Warriors and put Russell Westbrook and pretty much tell Russell Westbrook, hey, you're only going to be doing exactly what Klay Thompson does, which is pretty much just catch and shoot. Like, he would be really good, dude. Like, and this is coming from someone who doesn't even like Westbrook. Like, I call him Westbrook.
Yeah, that's kind of, I'll call Russell Westbrook the same thing. Like Russell Westbrook until he fixes jump shot. But about Russell Westbrook, like we talked about how like in 2017 or 2018, he did lost to a rookie Donovan Mitchell when he had Paul George, one of the best player, best scorer, best defender. He even got Carmelo, the best offensive scorer in the league. Like I understand OKC at that time. They used Carmelo as a spot up shooter, but that's not excuse like how he lost rookie Donovan Mitchell in the first round. Just Donovan Mitchell by himself with a bunch of Skittles and Kit Kats.
Yeah. No, that series, dude, I blamed that on the coach. Because the coach sucked. It was Billy Donovan. You had Melo, you had Paul George, you had fucking Russell Westbrook, you had Steven Adams, and you somehow cannot make it work. Somehow, like, you cannot, like, get these guys on the same page. Like, I don't know, man. It just seems, that's a coaching issue. Like, they should have won that series. You can't lose to Utah.
I mean, let's look at James Harden's team. Like James Harden, like at that year, like when he was going against Utah Jazz in the first second round, like he didn't really have like all stars such as Paul George, and he didn't really have like a truly big like Steven Adams, and he didn't really have like a scary offense score like Carmelo. He just have like an old washed up prime. I mean not prime but old washed up Chris Paul and Eric Gordon, Clint Capella, Nene and Austin Rivers Shumpert, like those are like all half good, half decent role players. But when you look at Westbrook, like he pretty much have more supporting cast. But James Harden, he beat the Utah Jazz, but why can Westbrook do that?
Um, like I said, man, that's a coaching thing. The coach just wasn't doing. Like OKC, honestly, they just need a new coach, dude. Billy Donovan is not going to do shit. He's just like Mike D'Antoni, Most people who are like unconfrontational, who are not gonna, like blame their players when their players are playing really shitty.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Wait, Far. That's what I'm saying. Because if you said Billy Donovan, Mike D'Antoni are the same, dude, that's my good point right there. Like, how come James Harden, he beat the Utah Jazz? Because we all know James Harden, like, he likes to take over the game by himself. Like Westbrook did something similar like that, but we all know Westbrook, like, he pretty much got locked up by Ricky Rubio. He was getting punked by Joe Ingles, dude, and he pretty much shot really badly. Like if you look at the game, dude, he shot really poorly on both field goal and 3 points. So yeah, sure, you could blame on Donovan Mitchell, but just blame on how badly Russell Westbrook played against.
No, not Donovan Mitchell. I said Billy Donovan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I meant though. Billy Donovan, yeah.
No. The reason why Houston won against Utah was Houston has a system that works for like pretty much everybody. All they do is just shoot threes, man. Like all they do is shoot threes and defend. That is pretty much their game, and they have some really good defenders on their team. Whether it's Gerald Green, or Clint Capella who can defend, top block. You have a bunch of defenders on that team. PJ Tucker. Like the thing with OKC is, they have a bunch of talented players, but they just don't have a coach that's gonna like put them in the right situation and call them out when they f up. Like Billy Donovan's not gonna call Westbrook out when Westbrook is like taking like horrible shots. He's just gonna be like, eventually he's gonna get hot. It's like, no, dude, you need to tell your guy to like, tone down his shooting and focus on some other stuff. Like he's not gonna do that. That's why.
I mean, there is a similar between James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Like we all know both James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Like they take a lot of horrible shots, and both of them they like the ISO. Except James Harden, like he's much consistent when it comes to isolating. And Russell Westbrook, like I said, he kind of goes really out of control. But if you know my point though, like Russell Westbrook and James Harden, like they do play ISO and they both play a little bit similar. Like
James Harden is much better though, man.
that's kind of true because James Harden, like he knows how to finish, like he knows how to make it. But Westbrook, on the other hand, like something about Westbrook, dude, like he just goes way, way, way out of control. Like don't forget that James Harden and Russell Westbrook, they're once team with OKC with Kevin Durant back in 2012. Like I know that they're young, but like when you look at James Harden, Russell Westbrook, like what is the difference between those two, in your opinion? Like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, against the Utah Jazz in the series, like because we all know James, he cared about himself. Like he took a lot of deep shot. Westbrook was just playing like hero ball, but pretty much like he was getting punked by the whole Utah Jazz team. Like the fans didn't like Russell Westbrook. They're trying to get in this game. And stuff.
What's the question?
So the question is that what's difference how James Harden he beat the Utah, because when you look at James Harden going against Utah, like pretty much like James Harden, he averaged nearly 30 against Utah. That's how he won the series. But when you look at Westbrook, dude, that was actually Westbrook's team and he was trying to play hero ball, but that didn't work out though.
Okay, so what's the question?
So the question is that how come Russell Westbrook he couldn't beat Utah, like, and how come James Harden could twice in a row, like, because we all know James Harden,
James Harden is a much better player. I just said this.
That's true.
James Harden is a much better player. What exactly can Westbrook do? He can't really do anything other than attack the rim, and sometimes he can't even finish his own layup, dude. I mean, at least Harden can like finish his layup. Like the only thing Westbrook has over Harden is his size and his height and like his athletic ability, like to attack the rim. But Harden can pretty much do everything that Westbrook does. The only problem is he's just a little smaller.
Here's the problem though. So if Westbrook wants to win, then he's gotta change his game. Like of course you can say it's all you want, like I'm gonna become a better shooter every year, but like Westbrook needs to realize, you're playing with Paul George. At one opportunity, you're playing with Steven Adams and Carmelo Anthony, and a long time ago you used to play with Kevin Durant. He just needs to work on his mentality. Like he needs to work on learn how to win a game and trust his teammates. Like such as like stealing rebounds from Enes Kanter, Sabonis, and Steven Adams. Like that's not gonna work. Like that's just gonna ruin the chemistry. It's all about Westbrook. Because if Westbrook wants to win, he just needs to trust his teammates more, and he just needs to like work on the fundamentals. If you agree with me, then that's up to you. But what are your thoughts about Westbrook? Like, if he really wants to win, what he really needs to prove on, like.
Westbrook needs to move to the 2. He needs to move to the 2 or 3. He can't be the point guard. That's my opinion.
Oh, so you prefer Westbrook to be a shooting guard or a small forward? That's what you think, right?
Yeah. I think this experiment of him being a point guard is not working. That's my opinion.
So I heard rumors like, well, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but there's been rumors, that Westbrook might get traded, like if things don't work out between OKC, like I know his contract's still not done yet, but what are your thoughts about the rumor? Like, do you believe that Westbrook will get traded, or he'll go to a different team pretty soon in the future, or what do you think? Because when they had James Harden, he was gone. When they had Kevin Durant, he was gone. When they had Carmelo, he was gone. And now it's Westbrook's turn. Like, what are your thoughts about, like, rumors saying that, if OKC don't work things out, then Westbrook might be on his way to somewhere else, or they might trade him.
I don't know, man. It's kind of a tough. It's kind of a tough question because I actually don't know. I think. I don't know if they're gonna trade him. I think he's just too much a part of that organization and too much of a face for that organization. The fans love him in Oklahoma. Like he has like a community over there. Like he has like some like foundations going on over there, like charity foundations. Like he's just too much rooted in that country that I don't know if they would be able to move him. Now, if I was them, if I was Sam Presti, who's the general manager of Oklahoma, I would definitely try and move him. But at the same time, you have to be a little careful because Paul George signed over there mainly because of Westbrook. So you move Westbrook, now you're going to upset Paul George, who just signed a brand new contract with you guys.
Hey, so don't
So,
forget though, this year like he got whooped by Damian Lillard. Like, let's talk about how like literally, him and Westbrook like they had beef going on. How Westbrook said, he was gonna win the series against Portland, but then Damian Lillard, he didn't say anything much. But like, when you watch the Portland Trail Blazers versus the OKC in the first round, like the Blazers, they won that series 4-1. Same with the Utah Jazz with Donovan Mitchell. They won 4-1 against Paul George and Russell Westbrook, which I think the OKC were actually better than both teams. The Utah Jazz and Portland. But how do you lose to Portland, with Damian Lillard? Think about that one.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I was reading something.
So what is your reaction about OKC losing to Portland Trailblazers in the first round 4-1 when it was just Lillard, McCollum going up against, Russell Westbrook, Paul George Adams. That time Yusuf Nurkic, like, their best big man was out due to like a knee injury, I heard. But still Portland won the series 4-1 though.
Yeah, that was pretty, that was just Dame Dollar doing his thing, man.
So what's your reaction, when Dame Dollar and Russell Westbrook they have beef going on, where Westbrook at one point said, he was gonna win, and I think at one point like he got into Westbrook, I mean Damian Lillard's head, and then that's when Lillard went off. Like did you saw that game where 3 apart Georgia, like that was nearly half court. So do you really think the Blazers were a better team? That's why they won the series 4-1, or is it just because of Dame Dollar, taking over, or is it because of Russell Westbrook? Like who do you think should have won that first round between OKC or Blazers? Like you gotta pick.
Well, on paper, especially without Nurkic,
Mm-hmm.
OKC should have won that round.
But
But
how do you explain that, they only won one game but lost four to Portland, like it was just McCollum, it was just Lillard, just Isley, And basically, the OKC, like, they had a better duel, like Paul George is better than McCollum, Westbrook, like, is better than Lillard, but how do you lose 4-1 to the team, that's McCollum and that's Lillard, Think about that one.
it's a combination of a bunch of things, man. You can't just say it's one reason. Like, it's a combination of a bunch of things. I told you that they need to change their coach. Billy Donovan needs to go away. Russell Westbrook needs to move to the 2 or 3. He cannot be the point guard in that game, in that series, or even actually on that team. Like, there's a bunch of things that they need to do. Like, when you're talking about, Portland Trailblazers, who've pretty much been the same team for like the last 5 years, 4 years. They have a ton of chemistry. Every year they're always like are at least the top 5 seed, top 4 seed. And OKC is just like they're not, they're not playing as a unit. They're just last year was with Melo, this year it wasn't. Like
They got Dennis Schroeder instead of Carmelo, so Dennis Schroeder should have been like the point guard, in my opinion, though. Like he was coming off the bench instead.
exactly. Put him in the starting lineup. Move Westbrook to the 2, Paul George to the 3. Steven Adams can be their center, and I don't know who plays before, but I don't know, man. I hate talking about OKC. Let's talk about something else. I hate
Okay,
that team.
so there's also another update that Kyrie is still remaining to sign with the Brooklyn Nets. So do you really think he's gonna sign with Brooklyn, or do you really think D'Angelo Russell's okay with playing with Kyrie, or what? I mean, Russell, he plays point guard, and the reason why Brooklyn they went to playoffs because D'Angelo Russell carried that team. But now that you got Kyrie going to Brooklyn, do you really think it's gonna ruin Brooklyn's game or D'Angelo's career, or what? Like, do you really think Brooklyn should have gone after Kyrie, or no, they should go after someone else like Jimmy or Kawhi or someone else? Because they already got point guard pretty much, which is D'Angelo Russell.
Well, Brooklyn right now, man, what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to form a big 3. They're trying to get Kevin Durant to sign in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving, and then they want to get DeAndre Jordan.
That's an interesting part, yeah, because I did read an article saying that, Brooklyn are trying to get DeAndre so they can lure Kevin Durant to come in, but...
Yeah.
But honestly, like, if I see Kevin Durant and Kyrie playing together, like I still don't believe that's a big threat. Cause like think about it, if things didn't work out between LeBron and Kyrie, what makes you think Kyrie and Kevin Durant will work out? Cause both of them are scorers, and we talked about both of them. Are not really great passers. They just care about isolating. We talked about Kyrie how like he damaged the Celtics, and Kevin Durant, at one point, like he did carry the Warriors to win back-to-back titles. But meanwhile, when you look at the Warriors team, like they were a better team ball, they were a better team chemistry without Kevin Durant. So to me, I think Kevin Durant, Kyrie, they might be like a really good, offense dual team. But do you really think it's going to work out between both of them? They're both scorers.
Yeah, I think that'll work out because the difference between Kevin Durant and LeBron James is Kyrie Irving is more closer to Kevin Durant than he was with LeBron James. So they have a mutual respect there, and they know, if they're both going to sign to the same team, that they know that they're both getting themselves into something that they're aware of. So they know that they're going to have to work some things out. Just like Chris Paul. When Chris Paul went to Houston, everybody was like, that's not going to work. They're two ball-dominant players. And, yeah, maybe now it's not working, but when he first got there, like that first year, that first 2 years, that team was cruising. That team was
Yeah.
working. That team was flowing because Chris Paul knew that he's going to have to sacrifice his ball dominance a little bit because he's leaving the Clippers to join Harden's Houston team. That's Harden's team. Chris Paul knows that, so you have to sacrifice. It's a little different with Brooklyn because Kevin Durant and Irving are both going to be joining at the same time. But at the end of the day, that's going to be Kevin Durant's team. And I think Kyrie knows that because Kevin Durant's the better player. So Kyrie Irving will, I think that'll work. I think that tandem will work.
I don't know. Honestly, like that'd be pretty fun to watch. Like both offense score dominant players, which is Kyrie and Kevin Durant. But honestly, like I don't know how that's gonna work. Cause like they're pretty much gonna rely on offense, but we'll see though. Like, but to me, like if Kyrie does comes to, then I don't know how it will work with the Brooklyn Nets. Cause like they got D'Angelo Russell. So for me, like if I was the Brooklyn Nets, I would get Kyrie, but I would actually, keep D'Angelo Russell at the one and put Kyrie at the two if we're gonna get Kyrie, because if we're putting Kyrie at the point guard, that's not gonna really work out.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Hi, guys. I just have to pick up for bench